Viewers and subscribers, welcome to the Coach's Desk again with your host, Kevin Minze. And we have in studio with us this afternoon, Ewan Scott. He is the president of the Clarendon FA. And we'll be talking some football and a little bit of track and field with Ewan Scott. Ewan Scott, welcome to the Coach's Desk.
Thank you, Sir Minze, and pleasure being here.
Definitely. It's indeed also a pleasure for us to have you here on our program. Let's get right into it, Sir Scott. How did you get involved in sports administration?
Well, I've been hanging around friends who used to go matches, etc. And in speaking to persons who are in that position, then, as you say, got bitten by the bug and got invited to be part of the Clarendon Football Association as a executive member. And as they say, the rest is history.
The rest is history indeed. So did you play any sport in your days, Sir Scott?
Yeah, man.
Tell us about that.
At high school, which happens to be Glenmere High School,
Mm-hmm.
I did track and field where did the 400, 800, 1500,
Wow.
and also represented Glenmere in the Costa Cup football.
So you are a well-rounded athlete in the field of tracks and football.
Well, dabbled. I never said excelled. Dabbled.
All right, we get that part. So you just dabbled in it. So what position you played there on the football field?
Center half or right back.
All right, let us switch lanes a little bit and talk about your position as the member of the management committee of the J3s. What is that role like?
Well, it's basically being part of the executive committee of the J3s, where, as you know, J3s is the organization responsible for track and field in Jamaica. So we plan events, also ensure that we have our national championship, both senior and junior champion. So the whole planning and also sometimes being part of the management team with teams leaving the island.
Okay, wonderful. And how is that post in comparison to the FA president's role?
Well, one is more demanding. The FA role, a little more demanding in terms of us, along with my other executive members, planning the football act for the parish of Clarendon in all aspects, and liaising with other entities that also assist us with having our football program.
Okay, so like you said, the FA role is more demanding. But tell us in more detail about that stint as the president of the Clarendon Football Association.
Well, as the president, and I have 10 other executive members with me, we we do the Major League, the Division One, also the youth competitions, mainly along with in sports, where they have the under 13 and under 15 competition. Due to lack of funding, we are not able as a body per se to run our youth competitions to the extent that we would want to run them. So with bodies like InSports, who run these competitions, we partner with them in whatever way to ensure the smooth running of it. And as I said, our two major competitions, the Division One, where we have 12 teams, we are grateful for. Also, the Major League, we partner with Samba Sports and also Value Mart.
All right. So, Sir Scott, the progression of development, is it ongoing or are you seeing the fruits of your developmental labor in Clarendon's football?
Use for labor because the last year that's a competition. I think it was about 3 or 4 Clarendon teams who made it to the last 8. So at parish under 13, we have done well where we um, locally in terms of on a all island basis where we were beaten in the finals in the under 13 by the team from St. Anne. And also our female youth program has also done well because while we do not have the clubs playing in the youth competition, we do have where we get the best of the best to train them together and then they represent the parish. So while we don't run the competition ourselves, we then have scouts who select these persons who under the guidance of Dowen Mullins, who does the training for us along with Warren Simpson.
Mm-hmm.
And we have represented well at that level. And a lot of our players also are represented in the various Premier League teams. And for national teams, we have done extremely well.
Awesome, wonderful. So, you're under your stewardship. Do you see Clarendon football moving forward?
Well, yes, and it's not just for me, but I have a very excellent team, an excellent team of other volunteers, and we all push together, and we have been reaping good enough success. We want to get a lot more in terms of even improvement in having some more female programs. But yes, based on the resources that we have, I would say that we have done a pretty good job of it.
Okay, fantastic. Now, Sir Scott, you have been doing an awesome job in the J3s. You're president of the Clarendon Football Association. Are you planning on throwing in your hat in any big post in the Jamaica Football Federation?
No, I don't wear much hats. As you realize, I keep my hair very low, so I have no interest in going any further in that. I'm comfortable in playing the supporting role.
All right, fair enough. All right. Now, talk to us about there was this monopolizing appointments for the Red Stripe Premier League games for monetary fund. Talk to us about that.
Well, as I did a previous interview and said, well, there was from my what I know about it, there was no monopolizing of that. The appointments are done by uh, the person in charge of the competitions and regulations committee, and the appointments are based on person's capability. And as I said, they are horses for courses. So therefore, certain matches, then you want very experienced persons. And if one should look at the appointments which are made public, it's not secret, then one can definitely see that it's not that a lot of the parish presidents, as was being alleged, were getting these games. These games were done by various match commissioners. And as I say, based on their experience and the level of the game, then I concur with the person making the appointment as to how these were done. I mean, for myself, I don't do games more than might be once every 6, 7 weeks. And I count myself, along with others who have worked at the higher level, as more experienced match commissioners. Yet I've been in this before. I was a president, and we know we influence the appointments because, as they say, for monetary gains, one should might be asked what are the fees paid, which I won't disclose. So I
Right.
mean that would be foolish to even think about that along that lines.
Yes. All right. Good. We know that Clarendon would have thrown a lot of support behind the Federation boss. Am I correct?
Yeah, Mr. Ricketts has been our long-standing. Obviously, we would support him because he's also capable. It's not just a matter of bias because he's from Clarendon, but
Right.
he has the capabilities.
Yeah, but what I'm gonna throw at you right now, Sir Scott, is that since he's from Clarendon and we know that Clarendon gave him a lot of support, but I'm putting you on the spot right now. Is he doing a good job?
Yes, he is doing a good job, and there's always room for improvement. And just to set the record straight, Clarendon has produced the last three JFF presidents. There's Prenson Boxill, Captain Burrell, and now Mike Ricketts. So Clarendon produced having a JFF, and from in the past we had John Green also. So it's nothing new for Clarendon to
Right.
providing someone to lead the FA. And yes, Mr. Ricketts has done a pretty decent job of it. Yes, there have been hurdles along the way that kind of helped to shed some to cast some shadow on the performances. But I mean, it never started with him in terms of getting the girls to France, but when he went in office, there was some more um, push towards the women's program, and thanks to our partners with the Mali Foundation that
Right.
that assisted in getting it going, and it's good that we actually were able to do a first with that, and there are other initiatives that has worked well, but as I say, with it, there are some little gray areas that could have worked out better. But overall, he has done well.
You want to elaborate on some of those gray areas?
Well, I've been in the press on a basis, so yeah, be turning up anything new that you're not aware of. I mean, we know that our programs have been dogged by some little controversies and contention as to how things should have been handled. And the president has come out in some terms to accept responsibility and say, yes, it should have been handled better. But at the end of the day, yes, he has done that.
Wonderful. Sir Scott, we're out of time, and I'm happy that you stopped by to share with us on your position as the Clarendon Football Association president and a member of the J3 Management Committee. Any final words you want to share with our viewers?
Well, we just looking forward to the start of sports in general after this setback with COVID. We know it has set back the sporting program. I mean, what it has not only affected the players, but also our sponsors, our partners. So it will be a tough time getting back and up to the speed that we were. But hopefully, with everyone's support, and we will be able to go through this, to survive this pandemic. And to cap it all, it would be good if the Reggae Boys do qualify for the World Cup for 2022. So I'm just hoping for the best. And as I've said to the teams in Clarendon, we just have to wait around for the government orders and the Ministry of Health to come out and wellness in terms we get back the programs together. So just asking that the team try to keep fit pace that when football and sports resume in general, we are there ready to go.
Thank you again, my friend, for stopping by on the coach's desk. Really appreciate you sharing your time with us. Thank you again. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thanks, Sir Minze, and best wishes, and hope your program continues to grow from strength to strength. Take
Thank
care
you
now.
much. Thank you.
Okay.